Welcome back, guys, to the channel. We got a little bit to do today, so we took it is 10:02. We got up at 3:30 this morning, took a trip down east, almost to the Outer Banks. It's probably no more than an hour away from the Outer Banks, and we picked up a set of cultivating arms. So here we go. Now, I didn't know that these weren't official 140 arms, and I'll show you the couple of differences in them now. And but they're still good arms, decently tight. They're probably a little better than what I got now, so hopefully we can mix and match a few things. And you know, I don't have to do this right now. I probably won't cultivate again till next spring, so we're just lining up some projects, and we may even find some more pieces to it and go from there. But anyway, I believe this is the same, this bar is the same, this mechanism here is the same. What's different is this one up to here. My 140's flat. It's flat and square stock, where this is a, I believe this piece right here was casted. It was cast, and I think this was probably drilled and bent. This was probably not cast. I believe this is just square stock that they welded onto here. Maybe welded it all around right here. So I want to keep a square. I like this square stock style. This cast is fine. I mean, I'm sure it's okay and everything, but I think that's more for a Super A, this cast right here. But I believe this clamp here should be the same as this clamp. We'll do some measuring and make sure, get some part numbers. Don't even know if they'll match up, but it's a good set. And what we're going to do for a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we'll come out here every day and just start working on these bolts a little bit, getting them primed and ready to take off. And so we'll just kind of do that once a day. We'll come out here and let it do that. We got to pick some green beans, so we're going to head out there in a minute. We're going to pick some green beans today, can what we can. I got some up and downs, and when I say up and downs, you got some plants that are not forward along as the ones that's got beans on it now. So once we get them all picked today, we should have them back on a level playing field, so to speak. So without further ado, let's go out and do that. All right, we're going to head out here. I think Lino may come out here with us for a little bit. The Jimmy Red, see, I showed you the Hastings on the last video. Here's the Jimmy Red, which I don't expect the Jimmy Red to get quite as tall as the Hastings. Number one is because it's planted thicker. Generally, the thicker this corn is planted, it doesn't get quite as tall. I can see down in the walkways of it, you can tell where the fertilizer is. So that rain did wash quite a bit of it, but that's gonna make some good corn. Let's get this electric fence unhooked. Get in here and see what we got. What we're gonna try to do, get in here and get some of these off. And I try to be careful with these plants because you don't want to mess up your blooms for your next beans. And these are the Roma II, aka flat beans is what I call them. And these old plants here actually, even though they got some pretty little decent beans on them, is actually the one the rabbit eat these down right when they came up. He didn't eat much, just a little bit here. Kind of have to bend them, and there they are. Just exploding with beans. Nice little beans. Danny at Deep South would love these beans because they don't have no beans in the pod.
I actually like finding a few that have a few beans in it. It's kind of like a bonus when you're eating them. If we had good internet out here, we could do a live. Uh-oh, we got a Jack the Beanstalk situation here. She's unfound the corn stalk and going up the corn stalk. All right, now from here down is quite a bit of good beans there. We'll pick a little bit and come back. All right, we have got to the end of 2 rows. Now keep in mind, these things are, you know, it's got some spots, some pretty good beans, and some that are real small, little baby beans. But we're getting them evened up for the next pulling. It should be about the same from start to finish. But the end of 2 rows, and we have that many. I don't know what size basket this is. Bushel, 3 bushel baskets, I'm not sure, but that's what we got so far. Good looking beans. I mean, you can't, that's beautiful beans. They're gonna snap up good. I mean, quart wise, I don't know how many it'd be, but I think today I'm gonna keep up with how many quarts come out of one of those baskets, just because I'm curious for myself. I got some squash. We're gonna do some grilling, and Leno's with us today. She's hot and sweaty. It is humid out here. I'm gonna grill some pork chops tonight, so I told Leno, I said, you know what? We'll get a couple of those overgrown squash and slice them long ways, and we'll have those too. I'll show you them in a little bit because I want to show you the cucumbers, but we're gonna finish these 2 rolls out, and whatever we get here, I'll show you what we get. Thing about green beans is you don't think it's a lot, and I didn't think it was a lot, but we filled up that basket at the end of those first 2 rolls, and still got a good roll and a half left to go. So it's going to be quite a bit today. I was just going to show you guys move my foot around these plants, let you see these blooms in these cucumbers. These cucumbers are just loaded with blooms. Here's an early bird that we didn't get. I'll give that to the goats. They'll appreciate it, but it's not going to be long, and it's going to be having, and it may have some now. Here's 2. I think these 2 would be okay. These are little pickling cucumbers is what they are. So you have to kind of move these leaves around. And actually, maybe like the green beans, guys, maybe a lot more in here than I think. Even though it's got tons and tons and tons of blooms. Thought about doing some bread and butter pickles. Come out here and get something in a minute. Thank goodness I don't have but a half roll of cucumbers. Sweet potatoes are looking good over there. And of course the tomatoes, that fence it's doing the job. It's holding it up better this year than it ever has. Oh, let's go look at the squash. Just too much stuff. I need to find somebody to give some of this stuff to. And that's like 5 plants. So, I really don't like squash that much. What I was looking for, I see it right here. I think I was telling you earlier today about grilling a piece. That one that's a little bit oversized, slicing it long ways. Let me find a couple of those. There we go. A couple of these oversized ones, they'll slice up real nice. So now we're going to get Will to finish up in the garden. And me and Leno's gonna go inside and I'll show you those green beans on the inside, what we got so far. All right, before we go inside to snap some, this is what we got off of those rolls I was telling you it was a basket. And I'll see if I can count up how much that is. And Will's got a little bit more. And he's gonna throw away the big cucumbers, finish picking the pickling cucumbers, and pick over the squash real good. And we'll see if we can find a home for some of that tomorrow at church. And we'll just go from there. All right, guys, we are inside. Just kid you not, it just started jiggling. I'm gonna cut the heat down just a little bit. Probably somewhere along there. "25 minutes from now." We're inside. We got, you can see here, we got some snap. I like doing a final washing, kind of like this right here. Just kind of finally get some of that stuff off. We're gonna have to clean a few more jars. I'm telling you, I guess it wound up, Will, you tell me if I'm wrong, 2 of those, and I think those are 3 bushel baskets. If y'all know, y'all tell me. It's pretty tall, that tall. I think they're 3 bushel baskets, so 2 of them. So it's funny, we set out the morning and I told Leno, I said, Leno, I don't think it'd be no more than maybe, let me get away from that canner a little bit. I said, I don't think it'd be no more than 2 runs. So that's 14 jars. There's 14 on the stove now. Probably 7 in that. And we got a big pile in here. So we still got this many to snap. And Ellie and Sam is snapping away. So now I do want to say, this ain't a how-to can green beans. I don't want that responsibility on me, because I've said it before. I don't do everything that Ball Jar Book says. I clean my jars best I can. I clean my lids, and we just go from there. I didn't tighten them down too hard this year, and so hopefully I won't buckle any lids like I was doing last year. But we got my old school canner, my old Mirror, M-I-R-R-O-R, I think. We got that going, and then we got this all-American canner last year. Come here, Will. And I still have another mirror. I forget, but I still got these 3 here. I probably may or may not use them, and so we're gonna. Oh, and I still have some canning supplies. I actually end up, if I can buy the lids off of Amazon, I buy these lids, and I try to hold back on my jar lids. I got a couple of cases of these jar lids here we keep. I'm trying a rubber old school jar lid. I found about 6 of these jars somewhere with the rubber lids, and so we're trying them on 1 quart in that first canner that's ringing right now, and I'm gonna see if it'll seal off and see what it'll do. I mean, I'm just curious to see if it'll work or not. I know those are used a lot of times for water bath. Jar cleaner. Best little, make sure it didn't have water on it. That thing will clean a jar, and if you got some stain on it, a little bit of rust or something on the jar, a little bit of hard water, she'll eat it up. But so we'll come back to you when we get some beans out. Don't know how long this video will be, because it's kind of been, I'm telling you, me and Leno outside, my goodness, I was pretty hot too. I don't normally get that hot, and I was ready to come inside the air conditioning, and be honest with you, I sent Will and Sammy back out there to finish it up. I said, you know what, they half my age, go on back out there. I used to have to do it when I was their age if we needed another quarter roll of tobacco, another half a trailer of tobacco. I had to go back out there and get it, so we sent them out there. But the beans, man, it's a whole lot more beans than I realized. And my 2 runs is probably going to turn into about 30 quarts a day, or maybe even more, 30, 35. But anyway, back in a little bit. All right, we're back, and it's about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours later. I'm probably looking 2 or 3 more hours ragged. I think my shirt's all untucked. But so far we've got 1, 2, 3, 21, 28, 34. Probably gonna wind up with about 45 day. I'll give you the total number at the end of the video. I'll probably put it in there. I may even put it in right here, so you'll see when I edit it. Was gonna show you this little booger. Probably need to put. I need to put my glove on for this. So I researched all I could find on this, and so far it looks like it's sealed off. In the research I've done, I was trying to find out, will this thing seal off or not. So it's pretty cool now. I can hold it with my hand. So if it's sealed off, it's going to be sealed off now. So let's see, guys. Yeah, sealed off. I could probably pick it up by that little lid cap, but I don't want to. So let's we'll just put this back on there. No, because then I won't know. I won't know if something goes bad. So let's take it back off. There we go. So it's back off, and it seems to be sealed off. Real test. Let's do it over the sink. Woo. I don't know. I kind of like these jars. Like I said, I've seen some video where people used them for water bathing, like tomatoes and sauces and stuff like that. But I never seen where anybody said that you could run it through a pressure canner. So I just trying it. I just thought I'd try it. And then I like doing one of the original blue. This is not a reproduction. That's an original blue jar. I like doing 1 or 2 of those. And the All-American right now has 4 half quart jars in it, which I guess that would be 8 quarts. So we'll count that as 8 when we do our final count. But it's 4 of them in there. And it's, again, I probably said this earlier today, but there's a lot more beans than I thought it was out there. So don't know how long this video will be, but hope you enjoyed it. Just try to bring you along. We started all back when I showed you those little seed bags and said, okay, here's the Roma II beans we're going to plant, and so on and so forth. And so I appreciate everybody being with me this year. Still got a lot more stuff to do. We got corn and cucumbers, or I'm just going to make some pickles, and I'll bring you along for that. God bless you. We'll see you.